see Jaws in the theater?
I've not, but I think I might be able to convince my kid to go with me this weekend.
Really? Okay.
So.
If you have not seen Jaws in a theater, and there's a whole generation. My daughter had never seen Jaws in a theater. Okay. Never seen it. We went and saw it in 3D. Amazing. So there is the option of 3D or not 3D. I thought the 3D was very good. The reason I think the 3D was very good is it wasn't too much. So here's our format: quotes around the name of the movie, and then what it is. It's a review or early reaction or whatever. So we're here. First of all, I find it shocking because the last couple months I've seen E.T. in a theater, Jaws, and I saw Back to the Future at the Hollywood Bowl. And this weekend, I don't know if you're going to be there. This weekend, I am seeing John Williams at the Hollywood Bowl. I'll be there on Sunday, September 4th. And if you're going to be there and you see like this head of hair walking around, that's me. If you happen to be there. But Jaws is a classic. It's why I don't go in the ocean. And what struck me about the film, seeing it now on the big screen for the first time in a long time, including seeing it in IMAX 3D, which you can see it, a lot of people don't like 3D. Totally understand. Don't go see it in 3D. There is an option to see 3D or non-3D versions. So, but seeing it in the theater after so many years, because I saw it when I was a kid in first run, and I was so scared. I slept in my sister's bedroom on the floor with the light on. I was scared. That movie freaked me. I mean, look, I hadn't seen, it's not like, I really feel like there's a whole generation of kids that have become desensitized to that there's so much of this content available on streaming and whatnot. But seeing Jaws in a theater, I'd never seen anything like that ever at the movies. And most of the movies that I had seen on television were pretty tame, like Dracula or the Frankenstein. I'm talking about the original Universal monster movies. Creature from the Black Lagoon was one of my favorites with Julia Adams. Oh my God. She was amazing. But seeing this in the theater for the first time, it kind of brought me back to that. It also reminded me this is one of those rare, perfect films. What was amazing about it was how much it was focused on character. And it altered from the book. In the book, Brody actually has, Chief Brody's wife has an affair with, how am I spacing on his name? Richard Dreyfuss's character.
Oh, not Quinn.
Yeah.
I mean, you just saw the movie. You should know better.
I should know it better. I'm just, Alan, I've only had one cup of coffee. I'm barely awake right now.
I'm getting there.
It sort of put those elements aside, focused totally on character.
Hooper. Oh
my God. So Hooper. And their friend dynamic works so well. There's a scene at the dinner table, and any studio, this is why a lot of movies suck today, is there's too much overnoting. There's too many cooks, too many people telling other people what to do. And this is why everything feels so corporate and sanitized. The studio would have cut this scene. That's a boring scene at the dinner table. It doesn't do anything. It's a scene where Chief Brody is sitting there with his son, and they're like at the dinner table. There's no dialogue. And he just looks at him, and the son is mimicking everything the dad does. He puts his hands like this. He's got his hand like this. The son does that. He kind of goes like this, opens his eyes, looks, then he looks at the son and goes like, the son goes like, and he just, like this. A completely wordless exchange between Chief Brody and his youngest son. And it's incredibly charming. It just makes you like Chief Brody. And he's kind of struggling with that. There's the threat of this shark in town, and he's also got to placate the mayor, who's a total douchebag, just cares about, those dollars, those beach dollars, those 4th of July dollars. I got to keep the businesses afloat because you get those tax dollars. Like, it's just, which he's just like, when you see a politician like that, you're just like, oh, it's so horrific. It's awful. But in any case, it's so great to see it in the theater. Please just go see it. Please just go see Jaws in the theater. Let's look at some of these comments.
Let me bring up.
Lynn comes on. Lynn's going to be on in a couple minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, there's a campaign companion piece to this that I think is interesting. It's on Disney Plus on National Geographic. The movie's called Playing with Sharks, a Valerie Taylor story. Valerie Taylor has been a longtime shark researcher and advocate, and she was the shark consultant for Jaws. And there's a moment in the middle of the movie where she talks about being involved in Jaws and the repercussions afterwards in terms of how people viewed sharks. And she kind of reflects on that. But overall, she had a pretty good experience working on Jaws itself.